So hello from Milano in Italy. This is my first official vlog, like motorcycle vlog, and it will be all about my trip to Italy, what I'm doing here, what kind of reviews of motorcycle I'm doing here and why, and what will be in a few next weeks. So let's go. So first of all, as you might know, I'm doing the independent reviews. That's something I started with on YouTube. I started 1st of February this year, and it's still kind of an experiment. I wanted to add the value which I didn't get, I was not able to find on YouTube that time, like independent reviews of motorcycles, and at the same time very in-depth. So you can find really, I always wanted to see the reviews where you can see on which gear, you know, how the engine feels on which gear, how the brakes really works, and how it is really in comparison with the competition, etc., etc. I'm not saying I'm brilliant in it, but I'm just trying to do my best. What time and money and energy allows me. Now I came to Italy to change, the landscapes from the Czech Republic to Italian now in Milano, and I'm really. As you probably understood, I'm a huge fan of Italian motorcycle industry, which is extremely rich and it's almost incomparable, except Japanese, right? It's just, and it always has something special to offer, something special which people loved it, and so do I. And so I came to Italy to basically try to get to the factories and try to get special motorcycles, sometimes even custom builds for reviews. My idea was to visit either big ones like Aprilia, Ducati, Moto Guzzi, and at the same time smaller ones such as Moto Morini or Zaetta, Breganze, or Boril, for example. Some of them doesn't exist anymore, and the reality is that it's sometimes difficult for me to get to these kind of companies. Of course, because like I'm beginning, I don't have very interesting numbers of views and subscribers and everything like that. So just a moment. So it's sort of difficult, but I'm trying, and it definitely will not be like in my dreams, like to get to all of these like 20 companies and to all the famous cafe racer builders and create the reviews of their amazing motorcycles, maybe next year or maybe in the future, I don't know. But so far it gets quite okay. By the way, I'm riding here. I came here on the classic Honda CB. This is the model CBX 700F2. It's the model from 1986. So it's 1 year older than I am, and I'm always very happy. I'm a big fan, by the way, of the classic motorcycles. I also own the CB400 Super Sport and CB500 550 K3. And some other bikes, the VF500, the small V4, like the Honda, the old Hondas were. I'm a big fan of, and so I'm very happy to came on this motorcycle with the original luggage systems. It's really good tourer, I have to say. You just, if the legal aspects will allow you, you can just put the 200 kilometers on the highway with all sorts of luggage behind you and just go. And it's very reliable, to be honest. The only thing is that the consumption is quite high. So it's like, in my case, something between 8 and 9 liters per hour per 100 kilometers. But still, I love this bike. It's very good. It's very cool. Back to the Italy and what I already tested. That's what I wanted to share. So I was very lucky to get the Moto Guzzi Trentino experience. So you can see the video. I put the links in the corner. And and I tested there almost all range of their models. So I have Moto Guzzi V7, V9, Audace, California, and V9 Bobber. And some of them are already on YouTube, so I'll put the links there. Some of them are not, but will be soon. So this is, I think, quite nice because I will have almost the whole range of the Moto Guzzis tested. It was very interesting, and I can't wait for the future of the Moto Guzzi. I don't have any specific information except the V8 550, which I'm really expecting. But I think they will still hold the same architecture of the engine. They will still keep it and bring some very interesting models, hopefully in the future. So I can't wait. I also, besides the Moto Guzzi, I tested the Zero DS-ZF 13.0. It's the electric motorcycle. It was my first, experience with electric motorcycle, and I already uploaded my first impression video, which was honestly the first ride ever in my life. It was it's very, like authentic experience, I would say. And this week I will upload the second experience, which I already took the bike around the Lake Como. And it was kind of fun because it has on the paper something like 150 kilometers, range on the battery. And then on the way back to Milano, I had about 32% of the autostrada or autobahn, or the highway if you want. And suddenly it was a very big adventure I experienced on this bike, because like I had to ride like 65 kilometers per hour on the highway, just in the corner of the, on the side of the road, to actually survive with the battery. So it was very, I was stressed, but at the same time, it was really fun when I look at it from this point of view, from now. So this was the Zero, and there are more to come. Besides that, I visited the Beta motorcycle factory, and I did some shooting inside the factory. So there will be some nice reportage from the very interesting manufacturer of the enduro motorcycles, Beta. I also tested the Beta Alp 200, and it's very it's some this kind of bike which I usually wouldn't get the attention about. It's 200. Air-cooled engine from the Suzuki DR200, 15 horsepower, but it was super lightweight, 180 kilos dry weight, and it was a very special experience. And I took it to the Tuscany off-road, the nature, and I think it will be very nice, review of the bike. This week I'm getting BMW R90 for 2 days, and then the Multistrada 1260, which is the very high-end and super product. And there are plenty of reviews of the S version, which is, probably the best seller from the whole range, but there are not much of the classic version, the non-S, the cheapest one. And so I'm kind of, I'll try to do my best to do a nice review. So I'll be in Italy for about next, 2 or 3 weeks, and there's plenty of companies I would like to visit, and the cafe racer builders I'm potentially, can interview. I'm just all here, I have time, I have cameras. And I'm just here to shoot, but it's sometimes difficult to get to these companies, of course. I absolutely understand it, but if you have any maybe idea or anything, I should visit, or any road you like here, or anyone from the motorcycle industry or companies here, just let me know in the comments, or write me an email. I'll be very, very happy if there will be any kind of help or any kind of tip or anything I should do, or anything like that. So please leave me a comment, I'll be very happy. And also, if you help me to share my channel on any social media, or telling your friend about it, it will also probably help me to to do my work better and have a better position to get bikes for my reviews. It's still non-profit project. I don't have any sort of revenues from it so far, and probably it's a long future where I will get some small money from the advertising. Now I just pay for that from my own. So if you help me with sharing the channel, I'll be very happy. So thank you very much, and see you at the next review, or the next sort of vlog I will do. Thank you, and bye.